George Ezra and Blame It On Me on Brighton's Juice 107.2. We've got to Duke Dumont on the way. And my new favourite song, Kygo, featuring Ella Henderson, is just around the corner. Now, yesterday, I was talking about the amazing story of Kris Mole, who basically found himself on hard times, really, homeless, and decided that he would go travelling and visit every city in Europe and do it for free. He didn't spend a penny, and then he came back and wrote about his experiences, released a book, and proceeds from that book are going to cancer charities. And I'm delighted to say we've tracked Kris down to his home in Spain. Afternoon, Kris.
Hiya.
So tell us about your story from the beginning. Tell us how sort of like the journey from making this decision and being homeless to going to Europe and then coming back and writing this book.
Okay. Well, first of all, it was a mistake in the journalism in the paper, was that I wasn't homeless at that time when I came up with the idea for doing the trip. The homelessness came. But I wasn't in a much better place anyway, living-wise, than being homeless. And I was unemployed as well. I'd just lost my job recently. So I just had this... I'd been planning to go travelling when I was working and then wasn't in a situation where I could anymore. And just one drunken night, talking with a friend on the beach, made some comment about how I was just going to go travelling anyway, even though I had no money.
Yeah.
And the next day, the memory of what I said was still in my head. Normally I would have forgotten saying something stupid. And then just started looking on the internet at possibilities for how I could travel without money. And at the same time, I wanted to do something. I was been looking to do something to raise money for cancer research because a family member was suffering from it at the time. And then I just kind of put the two ideas together, which was, why not do a challenge where I can raise awareness and sponsorships and put myself out there to see if I can actually travel around without any funds.
What was the first city you visited?
Was Stockholm.
Okay.
But that was where I started the trip from. So I flew to Stockholm and then started from there. So the first city that I got to for free from there was Oslo.
Right, okay. It's amazing that you visited all the capital cities in Europe and you didn't spend a penny. So I guess you must have met some nice folk along the way.
Yeah, I met more amazing people than I could list. Just everywhere I went, people, complete strangers, would approach me in train stations or if I was looking a little bit in trouble and just invite me into their homes, drive me from places if I needed to get somewhere. Just make sure I even buy me a meal or something. It was incredible.
Yeah, it sounds amazing. So tell us how many cities you visited and how long it took.
It was 27 capital cities and I think probably about 50 cities in total. And it took just under 6 months.
Okay, and then you came back and you decided to write about your experiences, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Came back, had notebooks full of all the stories and thought the stories of these people I met and the situations that I found over there, I need to try and tell people, because when I was telling my friends, everyone thought it was funny. I thought I wanted to share it with more people.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell us the name of the book and where we can get it. I know you signed some copies at Waterstones up the road here on North Street, didn't you?
I did, yeah. valleypressuk.com/books/Gatecrashing Europe. And yeah, you can get it from there. And they've still got some signed ones there as well if you order from there. So
fantastic.
Might get one of them.
Okay, what's the name of the book, Kris?
The name of the book is Gatecrashing Europe.
Love it. Okay, and some of the money from that is going to cancer research, is that right?
It is, yeah. 10% of all royalties. And I've said also that if it does make any decent sales, then if I can, I'd like to make a bigger donation just from the money as well. Yeah. Because it's something that means a lot to me.
Yeah, well, hopefully on the back of this interview and people hearing your story, that you will sell more copies. What's your situation now, Kris? I know you're in Spain at the moment, so how's life now?
Yeah, life now is not too bad, thanks. I'm teaching English again, which is what, through the years I've done for the last 12 years, on and off. And in a couple of weeks, I'm moving to France, where my girlfriend's just been offered a job there. So
okay,
can't complain.
Fantastic. And you know the area quite well, don't you, Europe? So you could go anywhere, really. Kris, it's such an amazing story and it's such an inspiring story. And thank you so much for joining us this afternoon from your home in Spain. And I'm looking forward to reading the book. It sounds amazing what you've done. And all the best for the future.
Much appreciated.
The amazing story of Kris Mole. And if you want to read his book, it's called Gatecrashing Europe. And you'll find it in your local bookstore.